Welcome to the show, everyone. It's the Crypto Lark. Today, we're going to be talking about Mainframe, a decentralized network for censorship-resistant message routing. Cool. We're going to be getting to just what that is after a giant thank you to all of you guys who are hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, sharing this video with your friends. Your support of the channel makes all the difference, so thank you for being part of the Crypto Lark and cryptocurrency community. Also, please do remember that this is not professional financial advice, guys. This is just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. This is a token sale, and normally I'd give you a big spiel here, but DYOR as always, guys, but this one's actually a little bit different. And when we get to the token sale section of this review, we're going to talk about why it's a little bit different. Also, please note that this is not a sponsored review. This is just something that I think is interesting and you guys might want some more information about. In order to understand why Mainframe is an interesting project, we of course have to look at the problem they're trying to solve. Currently, we have a situation where third parties are the gatekeepers of the internet. And of course, those third parties are not necessarily in line with the best interests of their users. Government surveillance is rampant, and malicious actors are using the old infrastructure and exploiting the holes in the old infrastructure to their advantage, and of course, to your disadvantage. Privacy currently on the internet is something that is exploited, and valuable information is regularly stolen. The existing infrastructure that we have for the internet is not really capable of addressing these problems in the fashion that needs to be addressed. Governments, corporations, and the media are not really to be trusted. Not to mention, of course, the staggering costs of these breaches to the businesses of the centralized internet. Essentially, the centralized internet that we have right now is the internet of the past. And while it still works quite well, we need the internet of the future. In steps Mainframe. Mainframe, of course, being an incentivized and fully decentralized communication layer. Now, they want to enable the reliable and secure packet routing, packet delivery, packet holding, file storage, and data service. Doing this, of course, via encryption so that we have censorship resistance and surveillance resistance, which is all very, very cool. Now let's break down how exactly they're planning to do that. The first part of the equation is centered on data privacy. This is end-to-end encryption, one-to-one and one-to-many messaging. Second part of the equation, surveillance resistance. Now the node relationships are going to be hidden. This is dark routing. Censorship resistance. This is also incredibly important. The node relationships are going to be hidden. This will prevent jamming, for example, via a government who might not want a certain website to be up. The infrastructure, decentralized and unhosted. Now this is very interesting. Of course, this was not possible before because there was no incentivization for people to run this network. But now that we have a token economy, the incentivization, of course, is done via the tokens. Now, you're going to have things like Mainframe credit score ratings, rewards for packet holding, rewards for sending, rewards for file storage, for example. And the decentralized nature of this network will help ensure uptime. We will have no single point of failure. This, of course, is much more robust than the current architecture of the internet. And finally, a big focus on interoperability. Multi-language, we're going to have platform SDKs, and blockchain interoperability. So, for example, this is going to be able to be used on Neo or Ethereum or Tezos or any other blockchain, which is very, very interesting and compelling. Now, the use cases for such a system are certainly wide and varied. We could have addresses via a peer-to-peer network, unalterable DNS, so a government can't come in and screw with it. We can have, of course, certificates of authority, mail protocols being run on Mainframe, which is very interesting. They can be trustless and spam resistant, which is very interesting. Chat services, decentralized and encrypted so that the government can't read what you're writing. Of course, this is also really applicable to things like healthcare. Maybe you don't want your health records being able to be very easily leaked via a hack. This would be great for hospitals to use, consumer products, and even governments can benefit from Mainframe, even though you kind of want to take away the power from the governments, but they can actually use Mainframe to, of course, ensure security. And obviously, social media. For example, we've just seen Telegram having a big crackdown on it by the Russian government. If we were running Mainframe, that simply wouldn't be possible, or near to impossible, we could say. So this is a very important thing with a lot of use cases, and we already have an alpha version of a messaging service called Onyx, which is very cool. So we already have a decentralized workplace messaging tool just to show off the technology and how it all works. I love that because we see so many token sales coming out these days that really don't have something like this already, and it's fantastic to see that they already do have something like this working on the network. Let's have a look at the team. The first thing that I really like here is that not just they have their LinkedIn profiles, but they have their GitHub profiles listed, which is really cool. The CTO, for example, is a GitHub beast. So this team is very serious about their capability to develop. The CEO, Mick, he has a lot of business and entrepreneurial experience, and I really like that on his LinkedIn profile, he listed one of his last companies, Undrip, which unfortunately wasn't successful and had to close, but he's very open about that, said why they had to close it. The road to success can be tough, and for many entrepreneurs, getting up again is a key part of that adventure. So I'm quite encouraged that he actually shared that information and didn't try to hide it like a lot of people do on their LinkedIn profiles. Also, though, I would really like to see some partners being listed here. Currently, we really just have the venture capital firms. They've gone big into Mainframe. They see a lot of value in what Mainframe's trying to develop, but it'd be great to see some really big household names to give it a little bit of extra investor confidence here. Let's have a look at the roadmap. Or actually, it's a list of milestones and not so much a roadmap, and I really feel like that fits with the tech focus of the team overall. Instead of promising this will be done by Q3, they're saying this is the tech that we're developing and it'll be out when it's out. That's kind of cool. Now, I actually want to skip ahead to the end milestone here and really just kind of focus on what we're going to see the end product looking like. So all the features that I mentioned will be coming in, but we're also going to have things like a fully decentralized user-curated marketplace for products and services, which will be very cool, and of course really add to their token economy. Smart contracts, oracles, libraries for interacting with incentivization layers. When the product is fully finished, it'll be a very robust product. I want to highlight some of the concerns that I have about Mainframe. The first one, of course, competition. There are a lot of other cryptocurrency projects which are kind of operating in similar veins. We have Skycoin, for example. They're going to bring out their own hardware to really help bring forward the decentralized internet of the future. We have Nexus, of course, which is going to be putting satellites into space, but they're also really focused on having crypto assets. Substratum, maybe perhaps more general in their overall focus on trying to get a decentralized internet forward. Zen Cash, they focus as well on private messaging, for example, and private domain names. But ZK Snarks can be a bit slow, so that's perhaps something against Zencash in that situation. But perhaps there's a lot of potential for these projects to be working together. I really think that blockchain and decentralized projects really will be a basket of products delivering an end result. So it'll be really cool to see some synergies between them. Of course, adoption. And a lot of people don't know the tech behind what they use every day, but we do need adoption to happen. And this is less consumer adoption necessarily as much as developer adoption. adoption of people building websites, adoption of people building mail services. All of this needs to happen. And of course, the end users actually then have to use those developed applications. Currently, we do have one dApp, which is really cool, but as mentioned, we don't have any other partners listed, so we don't know what else might be coming out on Mainframe. But the system is ready, which is great. They do want to have all kinds of stuff built on top of it ASAP, but how are we going to get there? It would be great to see some more partners. And of course, you might always think, out on the internet, they always find a way to sneak into your data and do these malicious things. Well, that's perhaps a potential as well. Let's talk about the token sale. 10 billion tokens, 30,000 Ethereum hard cap, 50% going to the crowd, 25% staying with the team, which to be honest is on the higher side. I would like to see that a bit lower. 25% being kept for an incentive pool to build out the platform. Unfortunately, 27,000 Ethereum has already gone in the pre-sale. So the majority of this is already sold out. The good news is that the other 3,000 Ethereum worth are being airdropped to the community, so they're giving away 3,000 Ethereum worth of free Mainframe tokens. Now, it's a pretty interesting airdrop model. They have 3 different proofs in order to be able to get some of these tokens. Proof of being, they're doing literal airdrops at events in 25 cities around the world. Proof of freedom, answering the question, why does Mainframe and its mission matter to you? They were really focused on this not being proof of shilling. So that's pretty cool. You could just email your answers to the guys over at Mainframe. You didn't need to go spread it around the internet. And the prizes for that were really substantial, which I think was cool. And proof of heart. Now this one's still to be announced. So you still do have a chance to get involved if you want to get involved in getting some free Mainframe tokens. Or, of course, you can always wait for it to come to exchange a bit later on and pick it up, of course, from the people who got it in the pre-sale earlier on. Now, I really like what Mainframe is trying to do. It is unfortunate that there's really not more in it for investors at the moment. Obviously, giving away a lot of coins to the community is great, and I certainly know that a lot of people will appreciate getting those sweet, sweet free tokens. But nevertheless, not a lot left in it for investors at the moment. That being said, there are a lot of opportunities for the Mainframe sale. Freedom is awesome. Privacy is cool. Censorship resistance, yeah, I'll tick that box too. But seriously, guys, this stuff is really important because we are sitting in a situation right now where the infrastructure of the internet, while it works generally, we have a very serious security and privacy problem with the internet because of all the centralized servers, because of all the people who make it their full-time job to try and hack people and screw people over and steal their money and steal their data. We need something that is resistant to that. Mainframe is aiming to deliver on that exact thing. Not to mention, of course, that we have a team with great technical experience and the fact that we already have an alpha version of something that will run on Mainframe, that being Onyx, and it works, which is really cool. But hey, those are just the 2 Satoshis of a dude on the internet talking about cryptocurrencies. You guys can let me know what you think about Mainframe in the comment section down below. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.